land of Zhytomyr region is the birthplace of Anna Yanchuk, who has been cultivating blueberries and other sorts of berries for many years. Her parents and grandparents also worked here, and it can only be said that Anna inherited her love for this fruitful land. Since childhood, we all cultivated the land. I always wanted to engage in this work. I chose such a profession because I always had a fondness for plants. After all, this is a beautiful part of our native land. The Brusyliv nursery began operating in 2005. We bought a small parcel of 50 acres of land and began growing blueberry seedlings, raspberries and other crops. We grow more than one particular crop. If, for example, a raspberry gives bad results in 1 year, it will be sold cheaply. But blueberries will compensate any losses, as they can be sold at a high price on the market. At the moment, we have 130 hectares of land. It all started with a garden center, where we sold a small quantity of plants. We're the only farm in Ukraine which is engaged in the selection of raspberries and sea buckthorn. Our raspberry varieties such as Brusyliv, Brusylivsky Standard and Yaroslavna are in the state register of Ukraine. Among the sea buckthorn varieties, there is Kyiv, Amber and Swan. Also, we have many varieties of honeysuckle, gooseberry, blackberry, strawberry and currant. Anna decided to work with berries for two reasons. It is both promising and nutritional for the human body. Her seedlings grow in all regions of the country. Young plants of berry cultures are in high demand. Our seedlings are planted throughout Ukraine. We grow plants in containers, and we grow more than 20 varieties of blueberries. People consider blueberries and raspberries the most delicious berries. Blueberries in particular are very beneficial and nutritional for the eyes and the heart. Experts in agrarian sector confirm that the value of blueberries is extremely high. These berries can be called not only a source of health, but also a source of beauty. This berry was previously considered a female one because it helped women to maintain their beauty, as it has a positive effect on the skin, thanks to its high content of vitamins, minerals and amino acids. This berry contains 12 essential amino acids. The body itself does not produce such amino acids. It is present only in food. Blueberries help us in this respect. A blueberry has a choleratic effect that removes puffiness of the skin quite well. We use blueberries as a product that is very rich in dietary fiber, which is important for our intestines.
Как продукт, который богат на пищевые волокна, что важно для нашего кишечника.
Blueberries are often confused with blackberries. To distinguish them, just look at the stems. Blackberries have a green and flexible stem, while blueberries have a woody brown stem. Blueberries grow in temperate and cold climates. Its homeland is North America. The Indians use not only berries but also blueberry leaves. They prepared porridge from frayed leaves and cosmetics for the facial skin, which moisturized, nourished and restored it. People started actively cultivating blueberries in the 20th century. The first to study this plant was botanist Frederick Vernet-Cavell. For the breeding of a new variety, he used a high-yield variety from a wild-growing plant, which was distinguished by its large size. Many have selected blueberry, and by 1980, there were more than 60 different varieties. In Western Europe, the blueberry period began in 1923. When the World War II ended, the cultivation of blueberries began to flourish in England, Sweden, Italy and many other European countries. At the end of the 20th century, this culture was studied in Ukraine and Belarus. Today, thanks to many selection specialists all over the world, there are more than 200 varieties of blueberries. Most of them are grown in the US, in the state of Maine. The most common and widespread types of blueberries are ordinary and tall. Tall varieties of blueberry are more commonly consumed when picked fresh from the stem. The ordinary ones are widely used in the food processing industry. Tall-growing varieties of blueberry bred the garden varieties. This berry was also given several names: crayfish or shield blueberry, American blueberry, and woody blueberry. Everyone supposes that blueberries grow in the forest and they need shade, wet soil and swampy land, but this is nothing more than a fallacy. Blueberry is a cultivated plant that loves the sun and mild watering. Raspberries, blackberries and honeysuckle can grow in ordinary soil, but blueberries need special soil. The best substrate for blueberries is peat moss with an acidity level of 3.5 to 4.5, river sand and sawdust or forest pine needles. Superphosphate and ammonium sulfate are added to this substrate, after which a berry crop can be planted. Such a special soil is very expensive, so planting a blueberry deals a serious blow to the pockets of farmers. There is no good, rich soil in our region. We have to buy it for planting, therefore it is expensive. But his sort does not give a lot of root offspring, which can be taken as an example when it comes to raspberries. These berries only graft in hothouse conditions. To get a blueberry stalk, it first needs to go through the grafting process by cutting it. We cut the lash, cut the leaves, and sit the plant into cassettes. The process is long and painstaking. You have to cut the stalk and put in a leaf so that it feels comfortable in the cassette, and then plant it into the soil. Water the cartridge until it's full and then cover it with a lid. Blueberries are the most expensive among other berries. The first berries cost about 10 euros per kilo. Then it becomes slightly cheaper, and in the end it becomes more expensive again. The average price is about 5 euros per 1 kilo. When collecting, in order not to damage the blueberry, it is important to pick it from the branch very carefully in one touch. The rate which remains on the berries is considered as beneficial as its skin and flesh. These are probiotics that protect the berry from infections and insects. How long the plant will live depends on the characteristics of the variety and climatic conditions of cultivation. But if the conditions are ideal, then blueberries can grow up to 60 years. The climate is perfect for growing berries, blueberries and raspberries and other crops. Now there is sufficient rainfall, and today we won't have to water the plants. In general, the spring was hot, so there was very little rain. Therefore, we had to apply the technology of drip irrigation in the fields. The berry business in Ukraine is rapidly developing today. More professional freezers are used and more businesses are purchasing frozen berries.
Більше підприємств закуплюють морожену
The
ягоду.
price of these berries will rise next year.
Ціна на ягоду на той рік буде дорожча.
Two important factors affect the prices of the berries. This is the high demand on the European markets and fluctuations in the national currency rate. We don't expect big jumps in the value of the Ukrainian hryvnia, but at the same time, we're forecasting that the demand for these berries will increase. According to Anna, raspberries and blueberries are the most in demand both abroad and in our country. For this reason, the farm plans to export exactly these berries. Since 2012, we have been exporting our products to Belarus. Our seedlings of blueberry, raspberry and strawberry are exported. Next year, we will prepare documents in order to obtain certification of the product grown on our farm. After that, we will send our products both to Europe and to other countries of the world. Not only seedlings, but also berries. In Ukraine, the production of blueberries is very profitable due to the fact that the export of these products is in demand and companies can freely export them to European markets. Recently, the export of blueberries began to grow rapidly. If we compare it with 2015, exports grew by 6.5 times. In 2015, we exported about 300 tons, mainly to Europe, the Netherlands and England, which accounts for around 65 to 70% of all exports. Already in 2017, exports of blueberries amounted to around 2,000 tons. We're seeing rapid growth. Why did it happen in 2015, 2016 and 2017? This is due to the fact that approximately at this time there were huge amounts of investments in the cultivation of blueberries in Ukraine, and large areas of this crop were planted. We expect that the dynamics of export growth of these healthy, natural products will continue in the future. If we compare the first half of 2018 with the same period of 2017, we will see that the growth rate of exports has accelerated. It is altogether a hobby and a hard work. I'm happy to grow these crops and to have great, trustworthy partners in this highly profitable and healthy business. I want to be here, work and be pleased with the final result, namely products of the highest quality, which brings joy not only to me but to everyone who buys them. Products of the highest quality, which bring joy not only to me but to everyone who buys them. This is very pleasant to hear.